The envelope sat on Alyssa Weathers' doormat like a dead thing. Thick ivory paper, the kind she used for her freelance design work. Her name written in a familiar looping script that made her fingers tremble, because it was her own handwriting. She nearly dropped her grocery bag when she turned it over and saw the wax seal. Not just any seal. The antique wedding ring her mother had pressed into Alyssa's palm with her last breath, its intricate floral pattern pressed deep into crimson wax. No, Alyssa whispered to her empty apartment. The ring was in her jewelry box. Had to be. She'd kept it there for 7 years, untouched since the funeral. The paper tore like old skin when she opened it. A single sheet, same expensive stock. Words marching in her own handwriting down the page. Dear Alyssa, by the time you read this, I'll be dead. 1 week from today, at 1:47 a.m., I will take 32 Xanax with a bottle of Chardonnay in our bathtub. The police will find me exactly as Mother was found, right down to the lipstick shade, Revlon's wine with everything. Don't bother calling doctor. Rosen. The prescription is already filled in your name. The wine is in your fridge right now. 2018 vintage, the year she died. Check the cork. You'll thank me when you see what's coming. Goodbye, Alyssa Weathers. June 14th, 2023. Alyssa's knees hit the hardwood. The date was June 7th. The wine, she hadn't bought wine in months, sat chilling in her refrigerator door when she lunged for the kitchen. The cork, when she pried it out with shaking fingers, bore tiny teeth marks, just like her mother used to make. Her phone buzzed with a calendar alert she didn't remember setting. Gym cancellation confirmation, 5:30 p.m. Except she hadn't cancelled her membership. Had she? The bathroom mirror fogged unnaturally fast as Alyssa turned on the shower to steam away the panic. Through the condensation, something moved, not her reflection. A handprint appeared on the glass, smaller than hers, the fingers too long. It wrote in the steam, "Check your email." Her laptop already sat open on the bed, logged into her account. The sent folder contained 12 messages she didn't remember writing. Job resignations, a breakup text to Liam, even a letter to her landlord giving notice. The most recent, sent 20 minutes ago, was addressed to herself. Too late to stop it now, but look what I saved you from. An attachment loaded slowly. A photograph of Alyssa's bathroom, of the tub, of the water running red, not with blood, with wine, and floating face down, wrists slit, a body wearing her mother's favorite nightgown. Her nightgown. The doorbell rang. On her doorstep sat a package from Revlon. Inside, 1 tube of wine with everything lipstick. The receipt, dated tomorrow, bore her signature. From the bathroom, the shower still running, came a new sound. The distinct glug-glug of a wine bottle emptying into water. The bathroom doorknob wouldn't turn. "Liam!" Alyssa screamed into her phone, shoulder slamming against the door. "Someone's in my apartment." Through the wood came the wet slap of water overflowing the tub. The shower had stopped. Now only the faucet ran, that telltale glugging growing louder. The mirror had completely fogged over except for one clear patch, where someone had drawn a smiley face in the condensation. Liam's key jangled in the lock downstairs. Alyssa nearly sobbed with relief until she heard it. The soft, wet chuckle from behind the bathroom door. A sound she'd heard only once before, kneeling beside her mother's coffin at the viewing. The door burst open just as Liam reached the top stair. Empty. Just the tub filling with water so red it looked like blood. The wine bottle floated serenely. No body, no intruder. Only the mirror, now clear, reflecting Alyssa's ashen face. And behind her, the shower curtain bulging slightly, as if someone stood pressed against the other side. "Alyssa." Liam's warm hands gripped her shoulders. "You're ice cold." She couldn't tell him about the letters. Not when his brow furrowed at the wine, when his fingers hesitated near the lipstick-stained towel. She saw the doubt in his eyes, the same look the police had given her when they found her mother's first suicide note a year before she died. That night, Alyssa dreamt of handwriting, her mother's elegant script morphing into her own, pages and pages filling themselves as she slept. She woke at 1:47 a.m. to the smell of lavender soap, the scent of her mother's last bath. Her laptop sat open on the dresser, screen glowing. A Word document filled with text she didn't write. "It knows you're awake. Don't look at the closet." The closet door stood slightly ajar. Through the crack, something glimmered. The gold of her mother's wedding ring, dangling from the knob as if someone had just removed it. Alyssa's phone buzzed. A notification from her banking app. Withdrawal approved. $1,000. County Crematorium Services. The receipt attached showed the payment was for Weathers Elaine, additional memorial services, dated tomorrow. When she finally slept, the dream returned. Her mother standing over her, dripping wet, holding a sponge. "They never looked closely enough at the suicides," she whispered, scrubbing at Alyssa's skin, "especially when the daughter finds the body." Alyssa woke with a gasp to daylight and the smell of burning paper. In the kitchen, Liam was making coffee and feeding something into the flames of the gas stove. "My letter?" She knocked over the chair, reaching for it. Only a corner remained unburned, the wax seal just melting. Liam's hands were covered in paper cuts. "You left it on the counter," he said too quickly. "I thought it was trash." The remaining scrap showed 2 words in her handwriting. "Liam knows." The funeral home smelled like lavender and burnt sugar. "I don't understand," Alyssa said, gripping the counter. "My mother was cremated 7 years ago. Why am I getting billed for services now?" The receptionist's smile didn't reach her eyes. "Our records show you requested an additional memorial viewing." She slid a clipboard across the desk. "You even signed for it." The signature was perfect. The date was tomorrow. Alyssa's phone buzzed with a calendar alert. "Mother's viewing, 3 p.m. Bring the nightgown." Liam hadn't answered any of her calls since burning the letter. Now, as she drove past his office, she saw why. His car wasn't there. But the florist shop next door had a familiar figure leaving with an armful of white roses, her mother's favorite. She followed him all the way to Rosewood Cemetery, to her mother's grave, where a freshly dug pit sat beside the headstone, a rectangular hole just the size of a casket. Liam didn't seem surprised when she grabbed his arm. "It's for the time capsule," he said too calmly, "like we discussed." "What are you talking about?" "The letters, Alyssa." His eyes were glassy, distant. "You said we had to bury them with her, to keep the cycle going." He opened his trunk. Inside sat a stack of ivory envelopes, each sealed with wax. When he lifted one, Alyssa saw her own handwriting through the paper. The return address read, "To be opened after my death, Alyssa Weathers." The groundskeeper approached with a shovel. "Right on time," he told Liam. "The 1:47 slot just opened up." Alyssa ran, back to her car, back to the one place that might have answers, her childhood home, now rented to strangers. The current tenants let her in after she mentioned the family heirlooms in the attic. The pull-down ladder was already extended. Dust swirled in the stale air disturbed recently, and there, in the center of the attic, sat a shrine that hadn't existed when she cleared out the house after the funeral. Dozens of photographs of her mother at different ages, all marked with red X's over the eyes, a collection of wine corks, each with teeth marks, and a leather-bound book titled The Weathers Women, filled with suicide notes in different handwritings spanning back to 1893. The final entry was in Alyssa's own hand. It comes every 7 years. It wears our skin. It writes our goodbyes. Last time, Mother saved me by taking my place. This time, I'll do the same for... The sentence ended mid-word. Under it, fresh ink still glistened, forming a new line. Too late. It's already Liam. From downstairs came the distinct sound of a corkscrew puncturing wine. The tenants were gone when Alyssa crept downstairs. Only the bottle remained on the kitchen table, uncorked, 2 glasses poured. The liquid inside wasn't wine. It was thick, red, still warm. Her phone buzzed with a text from Liam. Found more letters at your place, bringing them to the cemetery. But Liam's car was still in the driveway. His keys dangled from the hook by the door, and the muddy footprints leading from the basement stairs didn't match his shoes. The basement light was already on. The smell hit her first. Lavender and iron and spoiled wine. Then she saw the mannequin, dressed in her mother's burial clothes, its waxen face a perfect replica. It sat at a sewing machine Alyssa didn't recognize. The needle plunged rhythmically into what looked like skin. Alyssa stumbled back into a shelf. Glass jars rattled, each containing a single floating finger. The labels read, Alyssa, age 7, Elaine, age 34, Margaret, age 28, generations of Weathers women. The sewing machine stopped. The mannequin's head turned with a soft creak. Its mouth opened, and Liam's voice emerged. You were supposed to bring the nightgown. She ran upstairs as the basement door slammed shut behind her. The front door was locked. The windows wouldn't budge. And from the bedroom, the sound of the shower running. The bathroom mirror was fogged again. Words appeared as she watched. You always forget. The letters aren't warnings, they're invitations. Her laptop sat open on the bed, showing a live feed of the cemetery. Liam stood over her mother's grave, shoveling dirt into the open pit. Only, it wasn't Liam. Not quite. His movements were jerky, puppet-like, and when he turned toward the camera, his smile stretched too wide, lips splitting at the corners. The shower shut off. The bathroom door creaked open. Steam rolled out, carrying the scent of lavender soap. Wet footprints appeared on the hardwood, approaching the bed, where Alyssa stood frozen. Her phone buzzed in her hand. A new email notification. From Alyssa Weathers. Subject, instructions for viewing. Body, don't scream when you see what's been sleeping in your skin. The bedroom door slammed shut. The laptop screen changed to show a video of Alyssa sleeping in her bed last night. The camera zoomed in as her mouth opened impossibly wide, and something inside it whispered, 7 more years begins now. The funeral director's voice was smooth as wax bone. The viewing is ready. Alyssa sat stiffly in the front pew of the memorial chapel. Before her, an open casket displayed her mother's perfectly preserved body. 7 years dead, yet the skin looked freshly powdered, the lips painted that familiar Revlon shade. Would you like a private moment? The director's fingers lingered too long on her shoulder. His nails were ragged, the cuticles torn, like someone who spent hours opening letters. Alyssa leaned over the casket. The smell wasn't decay, but lavender and wine. And when she touched her mother's hand, the skin gave like wet paper, revealing not bone, but more letters packed beneath. The director's breath hitched. Not yet. The ritual requires... Alyssa tore the skin clean off. Hundreds of envelopes spilled from the hollow body, each addressed in different versions of her handwriting. The director lunged, but she was already running, clutching one letter that smelled of Liam's cologne. Outside, the cemetery was empty. No sign of Liam. No open grave. Just rows of Weathers family headstones, each bearing the same death date every 7 years. The newest one read, Alyssa Ann Weathers' beloved daughter, 1990 to 2023. Her phone buzzed. A text from Liam's number. Look behind you. The funeral home doors burst open. The director staggered out, his face melting like candle wax, revealing glimpses of features beneath. Her mother's nose, Liam's jaw, Alyssa's own eyes. It shambled toward her, its voice a chorus of Weathers women. Every 7 years a new skin. You were supposed to be next. But Liam, he volunteered. The letter in Alyssa's hand unfolded itself. Liam's handwriting this time. I figured it out. It needs consent. So I gave it mine instead of yours. By the time you read this, I'll be wearing your mother, and you'll finally be free. The thing that wasn't the director anymore collapsed into a pile of envelopes. Each one opened, revealing blank pages, their messages finally delivered. At home, Alyssa found the bathroom spotless. No wine, no lipstick. Only her mother's wedding ring back in its jewelry box, the wax seal still clinging to the band. She slept for 14 hours straight. When she woke, her laptop showed a new email draft she didn't remember starting. Dear Alyssa. She deleted it, poured the wine down the drain, threw out the lipstick. But that night, as she passed the bathroom, the mirror fogged over without steam. Words appeared. 7 years isn't forever. See you soon. And from the bedroom, the sound of a pen scratching on paper. And when she turned to face the noise, she saw herself already sitting at the desk, writing the first letter all over again, her face splitting into that too wide smile Liam had worn in the cemetery.